Tech and Coffee. Hey, HiRL 2014. All right. Hey, man. All right. How's everybody doing?
Doing great.
Doing great.
All right.
Fantastic.
For anyone who doesn't know, the Tech and Coffee crew, several of us came down here, landed in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, had a busy couple of days. We've had a good time, and rather than do a typical Android Journal show this time, guys, thought we'd just cover a little bit about the tech we brought, what tech we haven't used, also a couple of Android announcements. But before we go there, let's start right here. Joey Escobar, let's start. We'll go around the room. Everybody introduce yourselves. Tell where you're from.
Joey Escobar from Austin, Texas. Look more. Joe Youssef from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And this is Larry Petrie from Ohio, the Buckeye State. And I'm Robert Taylor from New Orleans, Louisiana.
I'm George Dasher from New York originally, but living in Jacksonville, Florida.
All right, and I'm Bruce Turner from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. And I am Duke Carrico from, I'm from Tennessee. All right, guys, let's do this right here.
Duke, can I just give a shout out real quick?
Absolutely, you can, man.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to one of our members who could not attend today, Tanya Volis.
Yeah.
I just want to give her a shout out. We missed her. We know she was banned from coming here because she's some foreigner or something like that. I can't remember right. That
I thought, immigration.
Immigration, yeah, we'll blame it on her, Exactly.
Well, we also have another member didn't come, Glenn.
Glenn, yes,
Glenn Jones. We wish he could have been here.
All right.
Very good.
Very good. So, yeah, I wanted to give her a shout out because I know she's watching. Oink, oink, Tanya.
Yeah, all right now, and Keith Milner, hey man, how you doing? And guys, the 2015 HiRL will be held in the UK at Keith Milner's house. Just want everybody to know that.
We're all sleeping in his bedroom.
Yes, Keith has opened up his home to anyone who gets this message. Thank you so much, Keith.
Yes.
I can see the fist going up now.
All right, man. Let's start here. I want to talk, Joey. You traveled from Austin, Texas, which involved catching a plane to from Austin to Nashville, Tennessee.
Right.
You had to pack light, but you couldn't do it without your tech.
Couldn't do it without my tech.
Okay. So, and then you were picked up in Nashville, of course, by Robert Taylor, driving up from Louisiana. I'm sorry, Joe. What tech did you bring with you? What have you used, and what has stayed packed away?
Okay, well, I brought my Nexus 5, which I love this phone, by the way, and I brought my Chromebook, my new Chromebook, my C720, and actually I pre-planned ahead of time, and I would have brought my Nexus 7, but I knew I wouldn't bring it out of the backpack if I brought it. So that's at home. I've used both items extensively.
Okay, very good. Did you leave any tech at home that you wish you would have brought?
Actually, no. I brought exactly what I needed. I brought my camera too.
Okay, I was going there next.
Right.
Okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
So I've used all my tech.
Very good. So you packed techie.
I packed tech.
All right. Hey, Joseph Youssef, man, you're up. What did you bring? What have you used, and what haven't you used?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a big stickler for multi-purposing gadgets, and I, like Joey, of course, like everyone else nowadays, brought my phone. It was a fantastic product that I used. I drove up here, and so I use it as my GPS, and I'm one of those real privacy guys because, back before I got married, I was really big about not letting people know where I was. But I use this great app called Waze so that everyone knew how I was coming, where I was coming. And it was a really great app because people were pinging me and saying, oh, see you, I know where you're at, we're about to meet up. And we met within 15 minutes of each other in the commute. It was kind of the coolest thing about that.
Yeah.
I brought, because I was worried, me and my Metro, Waze, I was worried there wasn't a martini bar. Brought some things. I brought my mobile hotspot because I was worried going out into the wilderness like we are right now that we wouldn't have good internet. And in fact, we're using my mobile hotspot to do this hangout today as opposed to the cabin's hotspot.
Yeah, the cabin Wi-Fi has been a little weak for us. Of course, I think last count we have 41 devices hooked to it. So
I don't know what we're on.
all right, man. Next up is Mr. Larry Petrie. Larry.
Oh, wait. Well, Larry, 1 second. I did not use my iPad that I brought with me.
Fair enough.
That makes you
Fair enough.
Wonderful.
All right.
Praise.
Sorry, Larry. I found it. Yep.
You know, that's kind of like, you know, like bringing a few grams of crack and leaving, you know, I've got some crack, but I hadn't used it. Way to go, Joe.
Just went right for the heroin.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Larry, you're up. We want to know what tech you brought with you.
Which you want me to show first?
That you've used, and what have you left at home?
The phone. Larry brought his Samsung. I believe this is S2 or S3. S3. This phone has been. Larry is very popular with the ladies. I don't know if you noticed, but every couple minutes. Oh, you don't want me to talk about that. I'm sorry. Okay, I won't talk about it. Let's just say that his phone beeps a lot. Okay, it beeps quite a bit.
I'm
Look
still
at
trying
that.
to
That's
get him
ain't
to
not
show me
going
his
to beep.
black book.
All right. The other thing that Larry brought, you want to tell him? We don't get to see this on camera in the Hangout. I don't think I can show this too well.
It's kind of plugged in there.
But this is Larry's talker. What is this called?
It's called the Vanguard, correct, Larry?
This is his Vanguard. Sort of like a laptop. And Larry controls this with this red button behind his head. And this is how Larry communicates on the web and verbally, because it talks to mom and dad, right?
Hey, listen, Larry, tell Joseph Youssef to get a life.
Get a life.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, look at that, man. Yeah.
And then Larry also brought his laptop. Now, Larry, I've seen you use the Vanguard a lot, and we know that your phone gets used a lot. We won't talk about that, though. You told me not to talk about that. But I haven't seen you use your laptop a whole lot. Well, why not? Is that because of that crack on the screen right there we need to do something about? Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to take a look at that. So
Yeah.
that's the stuff that Larry has bought tech-wise.
I think he's used all of his tech.
He
Well,
has,
It's all the tech, yeah.
Except for the laptop.
except for the laptop. He doesn't use the laptop a lot. But his mom and dad did tell me that the crack on the screen for the laptop really doesn't matter a great deal. It is a bit of a struggle when they travel because when he's at home, he actually has the big television. Is that right, Larry?
Mm-hmm.
And it's connected, so he uses the video on the television. But even so, you use this Vanguard, and we use this phone a lot, right? There we go.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much, Larry. Okay, Robert. Now, Robert, just want to say that you're the organizer of this HiRL, and you've done a lot of organizing. So I think that as a network administrator, you have probably brought a whole lot of stuff. Let's start with what hasn't come out of the bags yet.
What hasn't come out of the bags yet is a lot of emergency cables, which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Usually when I travel, I make sure I carry duplicates of everything. Power cords, USB extenders, HDMI cables, all the things that we would use to like do this hangout or just to connect our devices up so that we can see them. The good news is that because this is a tech group, everybody pretty much carried all of their own stuff, and all of it has been pretty reliable, very, very reliable.
Okay.
So my bag has pretty much stayed closed up. really the only things that I have used a lot of is I used my phone because I used it for a hotspot. Joey and I drove all the way from Nashville and using the hotspot actually on my wife's phone.
Right.
And it worked great, nice, good speed. And then I used my Nexus 7 for just general GPS and, you know, look up for different shows and things, you know, locations for us to go to.
Okay.
That is pretty much it.
Listen, if you need to take that,
I do
won't you
need to
step
take
away
this,
and
yeah.
take that? George,
Okay.
let's go with you, man.
Let's go with me. Okay. Well, first of all, this piece of great technology here has been around the world with me, as we can see. It's been all over the place with me. It's got stickers from almost everything, including the new Joey Esquivel designed and brought Tech and Coffee sticker. It looks exactly like what Duke is putting up there. You can't see it in the sea of stickers here. This is a Toshiba satellite. I've had it for about 3 years. I have 2 batteries. The battery lasts remarkably well in here, and this is the original battery. I can probably get close to 3 hours solid on this battery, just leaving the lid open and walking away from it. And then I brought a second battery. So I've used this extensively. My phone I've used somewhat extensively, which is a Sony Xperia dual SIM phone. And Android 4.03 or something. One of the devices I brought, more or less, and I brought it because it works as a mobile hotspot / extender / whatever, is a Hutu device. And this little doohickey here can extend a Wi-Fi signal, but also act as a media server and DLNA server. And it's about $20 on Amazon. It's actually a pretty decent device. Normal gadget bags filled with tons of tech. Use a lot of that. So far we're showing all the stuff I've used. I'm sorry. Put that away, Duke. Okay. I have Nexus 7 Gen 1 still, and in a nice little case. I've used this quite a bit. It's gone with me anytime we've traveled. Here's a device I haven't used so much. I brought it with me because I wanted to play with it, and I figured it'd be a good little thing, and I'm still trying to tweak it out. I bought an Asus F102, which comes preloaded with Windows 8. Completely wiped Windows 8 off of it and threw Linux Mint XFCE on it. It's touchscreen. It works pretty well. Right now it's not on, so I'm not really going to show you much. I do like this. It's a little bit to tweak out because it's really made for a Windows system, so you have to kind of tweak it a bit to make it actually work pretty well. But that's more or less what I brought. And
Okay.
There's probably more gadget bags.
Very good. And now, George, unlike most of us who have basically traveled here and, you know, start tomorrow, we'll start trekking home, you've got a further trip planned. So.
Yeah, I'm planning to go visit relatives in New York right after this. So it was kind of, not really last minute, but the week I was booking most of this stuff, I figured why not take an extra week off and go visit mom and sis. And so after here, so I booked a bunch of one-way flights. There was one-way flight to here, and then one-way flight from here to New York. Hang out with some friends in New York City for a day, and then basically take a train to upstate New York and visit relatives and friends.
All right, very good, very good. So you've done a pretty good job of using what you brought already, and you've still got a few days to go.
And I actually have used the Asus just to play with it and tweak it out at night and do stuff with it. But and actually, it's got a ton of music on it. It's become my jukebox at night, or when some people I might be bunking with snore a lot, I may have to plug headphones in and just, you know.
Very good. I know what you
Drown out
mean.
the
My wife snores. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Bruce.
Well, I can tell you, actually, there are 10 people connected to the Wi-Fi network here. I better go back here. This is an app called Wi-Fi Kill. I could kill all of them right now, and it'd just be me. So that's how many people. I got their IP addresses. I can just tell you all kind of stuff about them. I brought that's my Samsung Galaxy Note 2, which I still like very much, and I brought my Acer C720. And thank you, Joey, for being able to adorn and christen it with the Tech and Coffee thing.
You're welcome.
And I have an ATR 2100 downstairs in my room where I recorded an episode of my podcast this morning, and I'll do that again tomorrow morning. And while the guitar is not tech, it does have the Taylor expression system in it. And I like that.
Listen, Taylor's might not be techie, but it's awesome. Okay, guys, here's what we're going to do.
Whoa.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to know what toys you were playing with there, Duke.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, here's the deal. I'm using my wife's Windows laptop right now, and it just came out. It just came out of the case just a while ago, and the biggest reason why this thing was brought was for this particular on-air, to where I could utilize XSplit and do camera switching. So yeah, you can see me on the screen, and then we can flip around and see others who might be on the screen. So yeah, an XSplit affords me the ability to do that.
Was that a stab at me on my show when I do tech music?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm working on this open source one.
That's right, and absolutely nothing wrong with but like I say, this is how I like to do it. It's relatively inexpensive software, and it does a great job. So I brought this particular laptop. I have the Samsung Series 3 laptop. Of course, my Nexus 5. It's like American Express. I'll never leave home without it. I love my Nexus 5. What I've brought that I have not used whatsoever is my first generation Nexus 7. Okay? Now, kind of like Robert, I did bring some extra cables for emergencies. Those have pretty much stayed in the bag. But I have just a lot of cords and cables that I haven't utilized, but about everything else except the Nexus 7.
Now, I think that's interesting that you mentioned that, Duke, is that you didn't bring your tablet. So you brought your tablet, didn't use it. I didn't bring I brought my tablet, didn't use it. I think, George, you also have a tablet? I don't know if you
Nexus 7, I mentioned it.
So you did, yeah. So none of us used our tablets. Does that really mean that it doesn't seem to be as productive when you have the alternative, more robust systems?
Well, that's an interesting question, Joe. And I'll tell you what, before I give you my answer, Bruce, what do you think? Would you have used a tablet 3 years ago versus?
No, we've been so mobile, going around different places, going outside. It's just easier. You have your phone with you all the time. It was easy taking pictures in the Comedy Barn show we went to. It was, couldn't take pictures at the old style photo place, but we take a lot of pictures other places. And when we sit down and want to log in, it's nice to have the full keyboard. So yeah, I don't miss a tablet.
I was just going to say that. I really was, Joseph. I think that we're Chromebook fans here in Tech and Coffee. Several of us own them. And Chromebooks make pretty good travel companions. Okay, if you've got an internet connection, Chromebook might get it done. Now, with that said, George did some disk burning today, so forth, etc., that we couldn't have accomplished on our Chromebooks.
I don't think I've burned a disk in a year.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you're right.
But I think for the most part, and I think that because Chromebooks have started to become prevalent, that they're making tablets, I'm going to say, less necessary. Okay, just the laptop form factor, it works for me anyway.
You don't find it to be, not that it's less necessary, less productive.
Yes. Well, let's put it this way. I think as far as consuming the internet goes, I prefer to consume the internet on a Chromebook versus a tablet. Okay?
That's interesting. Now, I did notice there, Duke, that both you and Robert and George did bring pieces of tech that all three of you failed to mention. And you are currently wearing two of them right now.
E6.
Vaping stuff.
I was going to say, I was going to give you a hint and say mother's milk, but
yeah,
you realize, how much have you been loving them, dude?
I like vaping pretty good, and I guess to an extent it is a technological advancement.
Definitely. I mean, that looks nothing like the e-cig that I used to smoke. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You guys are everybody.
All right. Hey, real quick, we're gonna move on. We're hurling, but let's talk really quick. Google threw some changes out today, man. Google Plus mobile app got updated, as well as the Chrome browser. I'm just going to start around the room. Joey, what do you think, man? I think you've played with the G Plus app a little bit.
Yeah, I have. I think out of the whole room, we were taking pictures at the time, and y'all had alerted me that there was an update. I quickly went on there, got the APK, downloaded it, and there wasn't much difference to it other than the red heading UI change. The stories was very interesting. Almost instantly, though, I did find everything to be a little, still not quite cohesive as far as switching back and forth from photos to the stories. The stories was so played, it was done, I don't know, in a way that it's hard to get to. You have to go through photos to get through it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big news of that whole update, because the whole upper bar, the red bar now, it's just moving everything and consolidating it up to that top menu. I did like how it did flow a lot smoother with the animations, kind of made it a little nicer, a little smoother. Overall, impressed.
Would you call it a good upgrade?
I call it a step.
Okay.
I think there's still more to be done, and we just have to wait and see how everything is going to play out as far as stories. How much they're really going to push that.
Well, you know, I think if well, I'll tell you what before I give my opinion. Bruce, what do you think of it, man?
I'd like to tell you what I think about it, but I can't install it on my Note 2 with 4.3.2 because I really don't think it's backward compatible that far. So I'm a little disappointed. At least I keep getting this arrow, and I've got the box checked, you know, to allow side loading of APKs and everything. So
and granted, that's pre-Play Store available, right?
Right. Now I'm watching it throughout the day to see if it comes available, but so hope so.
All right. Go ahead, Joseph.
I was going to say, you could also use your Samsung instead of a true vanilla device like, you know, we have.
Okay. Listen, we're about to wrap it up, but before we do, I'll tell you what, part of the HiRL Experience Tech and Coffee, for anyone who doesn't know, we're a pretty tight-knit group. Been hanging out now for a while, since 2011. George over here he kind of founded us, got us started, and we're all a lot of friends. And
I love you too.
we hang out daily, and we started last year. We kind of did a get together. Everyone got together. This year we did, and it grew a little bit. Like I say, Joey came up from Austin. Larry Petrie and his family traveled from Ohio down. We just had a whole lot of fun. But something that has made this a whole lot of fun is the swag that Robert Taylor and his wife really worked hard to put together. And thank you guys. Thank you guys very much. And I just thought we would close out tonight's show with Robert showing what his wife pulled together and some of the meanings behind it. So, Rob, go for it, brother.
Well, I got to tell you, again, my wife, last year we attended the Tech and Coffee HiRL. We had a good time. I think it surprised her so much. She had no idea. She thought she was joining me for a nerd fest. And she ended up having such a good time. This year, when I mentioned the HiRL, she absolutely jumped in with both feet. And she started with the bag. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but there's a wonderful logo that she put on the front of these bags. And it just says Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Tech and Coffee 2014 HiRL. And it's beautiful. It's got a mountain scene. It just looks really nice. But inside of the bag, we did a number of goodies. And before I get to the bag itself, There's the T-shirt with the same mountain. We did T-shirts. Everybody who attended got the T-shirts. And then we have, I guess, what the primary core thing of what Tech and Coffee is, of course, we have our new 2014 coffee mugs. Now, these are going to be available for sale through our community and our website. We're going to set that up here just very shortly. It's a black mug with kind of a smoke or marble background with the Tech and Coffee logo on it. Everybody got one of those, which was a whole heck of a lot of fun. Bruce over here has the travel mug. This is, of course, when you're at home, we've got Tech and Coffee. Now, Duke had started where he took his cup and was shooting the picture every place with the cup. Well, now you have something a little bit more durable. It's the steel travel mug. We were looking forward to seeing those videos going forward and those pictures going forward. Of course, we've got koozies. Everybody who likes to drink Cokes, coffee starts our day, Coca-Cola ends it. So some koozies for that. Of course, we have the Tech and Coffee sign, which is new for 2014. That was a lot of fun. But you know, one of the things that was really neat about this year, we were all getting excited. And of course,
this is a G-rated show.
I know, but Duke was teasing Larry that when we got here, he was going to visit every bathroom and leave a present for Larry. And of course, we wanted Larry to be prepared, so we came up with a can of Dookie's air freshener. And, you know, it says, in case of Dookie, spray liberally. So, spray, make it smell really nice. It works really well. And then, of course, the other thing that Larry was a little bit worried about, you were scared of this. I know you were, because it's a scary thought to me. Everybody got a Tech and Coffee thong because Duke kept telling Larry he was going to wear his thong to the pool. So everybody got a Tech and Coffee thong. Larry, you got one too, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of embarrassed, but we understand.
Larry even won a contest with it.
Oh, yes, he did win a contest. He became an honorary fireman over that. And that was a little spooky. And Douglas, it was nice to meet you, one of the newest members of our Tech and Coffee
Very nice to meet
community.
you, Douglas.
Thank you, Douglas.
He came out and visited us on one of our excursions and made Larry an honorary fireman for his county back in North Carolina. That was certainly appreciated. It was a lot of fun to put this together. It's all kind of useful memories to take back home and look forward to 2015's.
Absolutely. And Keith Miller, I think you're still there. Just remember, 2015 UK at your house. Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Charge up your car.
Cheerio!
Hey guys, let me tell you really quick. techandcoffee.info. That's techandcoffee.info. Wander on over there. You can you'll find a link to the main hangout. We hang out daily. Even when we hurl, we've been hanging out some. Come hang out with us. More importantly than that, we've got a Tech and Coffee community over 32,000 strong. You can get our podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Our favorite social network is G+, but you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter by searching on Tech and Coffee 1. That's Tech and Coffee, the number 1. Hey guys, I'm going to let Bruce close us out with some. You guys have a great one. We'll catch you in 7, man. I love Pigeon Forge. Hot names you for, Lonnie.